This is Richard with BWE Firearms, and today we're going to be painting an MK760. And my paint of choice is Duracoat. We're going to be painting this one Uzi Green because it's the closest match they have to Swedish K, and it's a nice color. So you want to make sure you shake the damn paint and shake the living crap out of it. Get it all mixed up, throw it around a little bit. Now, once you got it all mixed up, take my spray bottle, and I'm going to go 1 tablespoon of paint. See if I can do this without spilling it. And how the hell did I do that?
No idea.
I have no idea either. Usually I dump it all over the place.
Yeah, this time you just did it.
Okay. Wipe that out a little bit, just to keep it somewhat clean. Alright, seal your paint back up. Make sure you put the cap on all the way, because I've just set the cap on and then went to shake it again and paint went everywhere. Okay, you take your hardener. There. And for 1 tablespoon of paint, you use a 1/4 teaspoon of hardener. Get that hardener out of there. Any remnants of it, put that over there, out of the way. Put the cap back on the hardener and make sure it's on. Okay. That edge a little bit. Put a cap on. And these caps never seal real well, so I always go like this so I don't have paint flying all over the place. Give that a good shake. Alright. Put my siphon cap on. Hook that onto the airbrush. There we go. That looks about right for a spray pattern for me. And then you take this. Nope, too much paint. I have to move this without messing it up too much.
Yes. That would suck.
Yep. So I can get in here. And yes, I should be wearing a mask, and I will when I start doing most of this, but I can't talk to you
Real well with the mask
with the mask on. Well, I can talk to you, but you're not going to hear me.
Yeah.
So, like any airbrush project, you start moving before you hit the part, push the button, and then follow through, and then stop moving the part. And Nicholas is just learning how to airbrush.
Yo.
And like me, was kind of hard to get used to. But I think in the long run, Nick will be much better at airbrushing than me because he is much more artistic than I am. I'm artistic with metal. He's just artistic. All right, so that's all sprayed. Looks like it's pretty good. Now I will go hang this in my drying box and get another part. Okay, now I think I'm going to put my respirator on to do the rest of these and just kind of, you can just kind of watch. And remember, when I start spraying, I'll start moving here, put the gun here, start moving it about here. I'll hit the button to start the paint and all the way down.
Okay.
And then the same way on the way back and just back and forth. Make sure you hit it. Like this part has difficulties because you want to make sure you get the inside edges of the hole. So you got to spray from this way and kind of, you know, get these and then spray the other way and get like that, if that makes any sense. You need to cover all the angles. All right, let's tackle the receiver next.
Yes.
Looks like we got plenty of paint to do the receiver. When you're doing receivers or any parts, you got to look at the part and look at where am I gonna miss painting.
Yes.
Like if you're hanging it like this, you're gonna miss all these surfaces. So what I'll usually do is go in, get all these surfaces, this side of the sight, go through, get all that stuff. This side of the sight, these here, here, and then I'll flip it over and do all these sides, and then do the rest of the tube. That way, it's harder for me to miss parts. These sling loops are a pain in the ass to get all the way around them. And you got to be careful you don't miss half of it because you might not see it now, but when the paint dries and you look and that half is not painted,
Yeah.
it kind of sucks. So you want to get like the inside of this slot,
Yeah.
because if you don't, you'll see a difference. And that's the difference between a good paint job and a bad paint job. Now on this trigger guide, you got all kinds of weird parts. This surface, but this surface back here, this one and this one. Where the hell do you put the safety so you can get a good coverage all around? And these are things you got to look at the part and decide what I'm going to spray first, because I'm going to miss it if I don't. And then, like, you can use business cards, because I got a lot of them. So, like, you really don't want this painted, so you can go like that. Whatever it takes.
Okay.
So let me get maxed up again, and we'll get this painted. But that is my drying box, and it's just a wood box with a couple of frickin' 60, 100-watt light bulbs in it. Keeps it about 100 degrees in there. And when you do this, with the regular Duracoat, you don't need to do this. But they'll say it takes a week to dry. When I do this with it at about 100 degrees, it dries in 24 hours, and I can put the gun together and go. So I just do it for productivity reasons. And yeah, there's a Swedish K back there that I got to paint too. I hope this helped. No great mystery. It's just learning how to use a airbrush. The base coat for painting should be blasted with aluminum oxide, 80 to 100 grit, I think they call for. And I like to parkerize the parts first, or blast it, then parkerize them, because the parkerizing gives a real nice base coat for the finish. And then I use the Duracoat on it, put it in the box, let it dry, and we're good to go. And it lasts. It holds up real well. Okay, couple of things I almost forgot about. Prep work. Anything you don't want painted, like threads, anything threaded, anything where two pieces slip together, you don't want painted, because the paint is a built-up finish. And on a lot of guns, what happens is it builds up, and then you can't get the parts together, or they won't slide right. Peel this tape off that I put on before I painted. Look at that. The threads are all nice and clean. When the barrel nut screws on, it won't be all gummed up with paint. I've had people call me and, oh, I put an Uzi together, or I bought an Uzi that was built, and I can't get the barrel nut all the way on. It won't screw all the way on. Turns out there was a bunch of paint on the threads when they painted the receiver, so there was not enough clearance. The other thing is, you don't want to really paint the inside of the receiver. Little overspray is fine, but you don't want to paint it. You want to parkerize the gun first. So you've got a nice parkerized finish on the inside, and paint the outside. If you look at all the military guns, all the recent military guns, the original Model A Uzis were parkerized. That's it. If you look at a mini Uzi or a micro Uzi from the factory, the whole guns were parkerized. The outside was painted. The inside has no paint on it at all. And that's because they were designed, these are the clearances. They didn't add clearances for the thickness of the paint. Now this has some tape residue on it that I've got to get off. But that comes off real easy with WD-40. Don't even mess around with lacquer thinner or anything else. If you got tape residue, just get some WD-40, spray it on there and take a rag. It'll take this gummy residue right off. Don't paint the inside of the trunnion. You will get a barrel stuck in there, because the trunnion and the barrel are very close tolerances, and there's not enough tolerance for paint also. And if you try to stick a barrel in there, you'll get it stuck. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Leave me comments, leave me likes, subscribe to my channel. Helps. You have a nice day. This is Richard with BWE Firearms, and I hope you like and enjoyed this video and learned something along the way. With this year, 2021, with me getting stage 4 colon cancer, diabetes, and neuropathy in my hands and feet, it's getting harder and harder to work. And I have come to realize my own mortality. Because of that, I realized that if I don't get this information out of my head and into videos or into other people's heads, I will take it to the grave with me, and that does nobody any good at all. If you would, please like, share, subscribe, and comment to the video. It helps me with the algorithms. And if you would like to support my efforts in doing these videos, please go to my website, bwefirearms.com, and in my shopping cart, I have an item in there where you can donate money to my efforts. And 97% of the money will go directly to me doing these videos. 3%, of course, will go to the credit card company. I will, take $1. I will take $1,000. Whatever you feel like donating, I would greatly appreciate it, and it will help me get this stuff done. You have a nice day, and we will see you in the next video.